Hi, this is a complete, let's say, uh, unexpected or just, guided live that just, who knows, just came. There we are. Impulsive thing to do this. They was scrolling last night on TikTok on the For You page, which doesn't seem to be, you don't seem to have an algorithm control there. Yeah, anyway, it was very unpleasant, put it that way, to see what is going on out there, especially over Christmas now. And with this time that we're going through, what people are not realizing is that it's pushing up. The consciousness is being cleared from all its distortions because the source identified as the character, as my life, my body, my story. So it took on all these traumas and energies and distortions, thinking it's a separate entity, a separate person, whatever. So there's a lot of distortions in the consciousness. And you can just see it by scrolling yesterday on the For You page on TikTok. It was very disturbing to see the nastiness that is being projected out there. Because there's a lack of, as I say, the consciousness is so identified with the character, with the story. It's my life, my story. And it's running program. It's just a program. It's all thoughts and whatever anyone knows this, in the family, lines, in the body, whatever stories are held there. This is my story, my life, your ancestors, your came from your parents, it came from your life experience, whatever happened in the story, it was all identified with. And all of this is stored in the consciousness. All right. Yeah. So it is there's a lot of nastiness. Because there's an unconscious awareness that this is being projected, you see. So it's being projected out there, not realizing it's only it's trying to reflect to you what's held within. So there's, as I say, it was very unpleasant yesterday scrolling and just seeing the nastiness and, being projected and attacking of each other. And just by the general, just look at the news, anything. I mean, you just, wow, it's like, ooh. Yes, it's sad actually to see, the lack of awareness, because it's so lost in the story. The consciousness is so identified and lost in the story, it completely is not aware of itself or even what it is. So this is to help those, especially those that are awake already, to navigate these times. Because, as I say, the best is not to go on social media. It was interesting because you will still observe all these different timelines and things playing out in the consciousness. With the light that's coming in, increase of energy, it's pushing out all the shadow, all those distorted frequencies and vibrations and the consciousnesses, which are shadows, which are stories as projections and unhealed things, if you want to say, as a person. It's unhealed behavior, programs, that are just running, completely running. It's autopilot. It's running on autopilot. That program, that thing that, if you want to say the ego, the thing, it's just running. And it's clear to see. Very sad though. You just think, oof. Anyway, this is to help those. Hi, this was here because I'm thinking that a lot of people in the story are still identified. This is a big problem when they're completely lost in it. When you're in a lesson, all right, which is a karmic or pattern, it's a pattern of the consciousness, which we call a lesson, and it keeps repeating and you just don't get it. So at the moment, there's a lot of family dilemmas that'll happen because it's Christmas. So a lot of people are going to have, they have issues. There's karmic issues in the family, or these same patterns or triggers, you see, but they're not aware of why. So they just automatically react. So you've got family members fighting, all kinds of, it just pushes up all this in people at this time of the year. Hi. It pushes up all this, and you can see it. So first thing is here, please understand that it has nothing to do with you. It's uncontrollable because they're unaware. It's just a reaction because they haven't healed and cleared. They're reacting. They're responding to what's happening as the person, as it's my life, the fence. So if you're going to get bad behavior, it's just, a lot of it out there. But if it's in a supermarket, someone's going to lose their their cool, if you want to say. In supermarkets, in traffic, it doesn't matter where it is. especially in the family dynamics and family homes, because this is where most of the programming has come through and it's being passed down. So there's a lot of that, family issues and, whatever. So those that are awake but still, in lessons and haven't released this and whatever else, you got a good chance. And understand it's a reflection. Everything's a mirror trying to show. The ones that are unconscious are not realizing it's a reflection of what's held within the consciousness, what they are seeing, or they're reacting. So they just react. It's them, you see. Oh, wow, there's a lot of that nastiness going on out there. It's being projected out there onto others as though it's them, but it's not understanding it's coming from here. So, to deal with that, you're having an issue, right? And you're in a lesson, you're veiled. When you're in a lesson or going through this karmic thing or whatever, you are veiled. You're not seeing it. All right. So, what you want to do, say it's a call or a family member now, first of all, stay grounded. Do your meditation or whatever every day. So go in your room, 30 minutes, I need my time to stay, to manage this if you're getting too drawn into it, you see. Because you're identified with the story, you don't understand, you haven't released it, so you're going to be triggered. What you releases you. So it's to identify the problem. Now this is quite easy if you ask for help. So if your intention is, you ask source, God's source, however, your universe, however, whatever term you use, it's irrelevant. You ask to be shown, right, what it is, because you realize now you're in a lesson, in a karmic relationship, or whatever it is going on, you were drawn to the situation, you got some inclination that, but you're not seeing what it is, right? So it's very easy if you ask. So sit, because source is always present, ever present. So, it's exactly what's going on is being seen all the time by the real you. You are just identified with this character. So, ask to be shown from the highest perception and perspective with sincerity, meaning it, if you really want to see it. And you will be shown that. Then you will be going into that relationship with that phone call from that state of consciousness and awareness. So now you are open to receiving the answer or the clarity. Because before you're not, you see. You are just responding, you're waiting to see what they're going to do, and you're responding according to what's coming at you, not understanding, you see. It's only doing it, it's just trying to mirror. So what you do the night before, or before a call, is calmly get yourself down. If it takes 5 minutes, do breathing, tap into source in a prayer way, if you're doing it through a prayer type of thing, a meditative state, however you do it. It's irrelevant. It's the focus and intention on source, universe, God, clearly, quietly, and with a sincerity, and say, please show me what it is I am not seeing from the highest perception and perspective. Always for the highest and greatest good. So they will show, you know what I mean? So that lesson, whatever you weren't seeing, whatever that karma is, it will be revealed why it's there, where it comes from. Really does, it really works. So do that night before if you're having an issue with whatever it is. And even if it's with someone else, right? You are the target of a family member or someone. It could be karma, you don't know what it is. But they are. So normally when you're in the story, you're going to get offended and upset and get dragged into this fight. When you do that, you will be shown, maybe understand why they are doing this too, or projecting onto you. Also, where you understand it is a projection. It's got nothing to do with you. It's unconscious triggers that are just being responded because those thought patterns, that energy has not been released. So it's just going, and they have no control over it. It just comes out, as you'll see. They just can't control their behavior. First of all, there's a good reason for it, because it is there, and it's trying to bring to their attention, it needs to be released. But the poor person who's stuck in this trap, so have a sympathy for them, who's unconsciously being, attacking or responding, is not aware and has no control over it. So understand, have sympathy for them. Well, you're just stuck in a cycle, like a hamster wheel in this. Not understanding. Have sympathy. Do not ever take on whatever happens, any reaction out there. Someone spewing out it's their trauma, their hurt on you. Your fault. You did this. I want. Whatever it is. It's always about others. It's projection. You doing this to me. Your fault. You whatever. Da 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 da. It's because they don't understand the reality. You see. So please try and stay calm. Very important. Now, do not understand whatever is being projected out there is just veiled, unawakened, understanding what, they don't have actually the body control over it. Because they're not conscious and they're not, as I say, it's not released, not even aware of, what's causing it, why it's there. So anyone that really is battling with as you say, if you're going through your dark night of the soul, shadow, whatever you want to call it, anyone's battling with this, there was a video going into great detail, which I did on here, and I uploaded to my YouTube channel. And it's called How to Help to End All Your Suffering. And it goes into great detail, explaining how the projection, the Maya, works. Because everything within the consciousness, because that's all you are, is consciousness. It's a bundle of thoughts that this form has drawn to it. See, thought patterns, behaviors, whatever. So this is what's hanging around in its energy field, and it makes a movie. It's projected out there. You see, as a unconscious projection, as a movie, what you think is life, people, the world. That's it. It's a projection. It's actually just a projection of what. All thoughts, all beliefs, all things that are held here in the actual consciousness, which is not in the body anyway, but that's irrelevant. We don't have to go into that detail. But that's really what it is. So you understand, so it's easier to navigate what you think is life, and it's not yours either. It's easier to navigate this when you understand why and what it is. It is a mirror of all the programs that are running and all the thoughts and beliefs. I'm a person, whatever. The world is this and that and that, everything. All its beliefs, programs and things it's attached to. That's it. That's how it sees the person, the world, whatever. You see, and whatever it hasn't learned, if there's an issue, it's stuck there, it's on repeat. And the person will keep repeating the same behavior. Relationships, whatever it is, it doesn't matter because they're unaware. And all that is trying to show them. So it keeps repeating. Why? Because it's trying to bring to their attention. You have this, it's a distortion. It's actually a distortion in your frequency, vibration, consciousness. You see, and it's out of alignment. And it's just trying to show you this is not seen properly. So if you want to help yourself or anybody, first of all, don't react, understand and have sympathy for those who are spewing out anger, hate, blame, judgment, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's just abundant right now because of the shift that's going on. So this is evident out now by everyone, media, politicians, you name it. There's no one exempt from this because it's all consciousness, all characters in the story. So every so-called being in the planet in the story is affected by this, if they are aware of it or not aware of it. Unconscious behaviors and programs, and this is why it looks chaotic out there. It's just the consciousness, you see, and it's all being pushed out. It's being cleared now for a reason and reset. But those that are just unconsciously looking at it, when it's out there, it's them. You see, it's their fault, whatever. So sit down. You get yourself quiet. You start your morning off with it's a good thing, and then before, if you've got family issues with the meditation or quiet prayer, definitely get the mind to be quiet. That helps you then stand back. Because when it's really busy and you've identified with the thoughts and story, that's it. You're in that energy. You've activated that energy, and it's very difficult then to get anywhere. So you want to start off on the right foot. So before you go sleep, very important, set your intention, ask for guidance and for help. Because you have all the guidance and help out there. Ask for however you believe in angels, however you believe in wherever you are, I don't know, on your consciousness journey or levels up there of awareness, I don't know. So whether you have if you want to speak to guides, angels, whatever you do, that is irrelevant. Source only, whatever. Ask for that. the self, to guide the self, yeah? To be shown, please show me what it is I'm not seeing from the highest perception and perspective. Really, ask them to show you before you got the call. And you know it because you will be. So now when you actually go in that interaction, you have now opened the door. So in the morning you wake up, say you're going to deal with that person. And you say, please show me now, said God, from the highest perception and perspective, what it is I am not seeing or lesson or clearing or healing I need to. I think about carefully, word it. You'll know intuitively if it's a healing, a clearing, a lesson, right? Now you go into that reaction. Now you are aware that there is a lesson and a pattern, and you've asked for the answer. So all you're doing is wait. Now it will be shown to you. So now when you are on that call or you're going to react, doing that interaction with that person, you are now sitting in that energy and intention of receiving it. So what happens? You will receive the answer, the clarity. You see, because you've asked for it, now you are sitting in the awareness, the energy of awareness of receiving, waiting for it. And that's exactly what you will get. Instead of being in the situation of, you are going to respond. They did that. Now you're waiting for their answer. It's got nothing to do with, that's what I'm saying. This is just the unconscious program. The talk going back and forth. The conscious mind is just the program. It's just all that crap. That's all the thoughts. It's just an accumulation of thoughts, really. That's what the awakened consciousness is. Absolutely. That's all it is. Thought patterns, tons of them, and completely unaware. If you want to say subconscious, it doesn't matter. Whatever. Labels are not important. So there we are. Have love and compassion now. Understand there is one character here. Some are not, as I say, some are avoiding it, not wanting to, the patterns of bends of behavior. So this is why they're battling, and there's unconscious behavior and projections and anger and all that kind of nonsense going. It's very noisy and messy out there. It's got nothing to do with you. It doesn't matter. It's the same one. It's a choice. Then they will go down that road or that timeline. That's not your problem. Don't get involved in the dramas and fights and stories that have nothing to do with you. The news, other people's stories, dramas, celebrities, it's got nothing to do with you. It's completely irrelevant. All you're doing is just, even thoughts, they're not yours. They're just, thoughts are in consciousness. There are just tons of them. So depending on and they all have frequencies and vibrations, depending on yours and your level of energy at that time you haven't released, this is what you are tapping into. So you are now in a field of thoughts at this frequency and vibration. So you're going to pick up all the shite. You see, unfortunately. You're just resonating with all the thoughts and energies of this thing. So then you're going to pick up all so you don't want to train your mind into picking up all the lower frequencies and vibrations and negative thoughts and consciousness. Collective consciousness. It's a collective field of thoughts. That's all they are. You see. Well, it's messy out there, sad. So then some are not choosing, you see, too, and they're not even aware because they're not asking, they're not seeking the help or the guidance either. You see, there's too much, they're in such a lower frequency and vibration, too, holding too much density. They need to release that. But if you don't ask, you don't get. Sad, yeah, very sad. You see what's going on. So please have love and compassion. Do not respond to family members, you see, that are going at you, or whatever reason, if there's been a karmic thing there, because it's unseen. If you ask as well, then maybe you'll get the clarity to see why they are doing that. And you will have love and understanding. You won't even be upset when you are the target of someone's projections. It won't upset you at all. You see? It's your identification with it that's the problem. You're identifying with the person or with the story, you see. Or I am the character. Because it's all about you, actually, because it's unhealed things in you. If there's no trigger, if there's no reflection here, it would not bother you what somebody else does, says, and how they behave. If it bothers you, this is all about you. I said there's a very good video explaining this on my YouTube channel that'll really help you navigate the Maya, and how the consciousness is projecting, so you can guide yourself. You understand the projections you are seeing. They're just clues. It's just showing back to you. Oh wow, okay. by the people in you, everything, your interactions, you see. Very sad yesterday. It was, such nastiness out there. Wow. And you see, because you're identifying with that, a pattern of behavior and all this. And it amazes me that anyone just take it, you identified with a character, so you believe this is my body, my life, my story. Well, okay, so you're sucked into this whole drama. This is why you have a problem. This is why all these things are there, which are going to be cleared. This is what the awakening is about, is releasing all the nonsense, because it doesn't belong to you at all. Any of this, it's not your story, not even your body or your life. You're turning to source, the real source, the one, consciousness. It's waking itself up. And it's busy clearing all these. This is what's going on. But anyway, wow, it's messy out there. Yeah. So when there's such identification with that, yeah. I see, like yesterday, there wasn't much, didn't manage to get any sleep with the energies, and there was scrolling on there, which was, very unpleasant. Let's put it that way, mildly. I did about a few hours of scrolling on TikTok's For You page, and that was like, how unpleasant that experience was. It was frightening, but it was really thinking, wow. And just amazes you to think, say this is unconscious behavior. It's completely where you've got all these people attacking certain people, and just it's like their life, and they are this, and it's all this interest in someone else's life and their behavior, and they are that, and just the nastiness being out there on character assassinations or whatever, and you just think with no clue. Just imagine, you don't have a freaking clue what that consciousness, so-called character, has even lived through, experienced life. You have no idea. Judgment, you see. Because they don't understand how the mirror is working. It's themselves. They just have no clue. And that's all it is. It's like, wow, yeah, it was like, ooh. The nastiness was disturbing. The amount of shadow, the nastiness, it's on out there, the projection, unpleasant. The shadows really, because they lost in the, as I say, thoughts all have frequencies and vibrations, literally. So when you've got a pattern of thoughts and behavior and watching drama and nonsense like that, that is now you're building up a pattern of resonance. You're identifying, because you're holding your stories, with those frequencies and vibrations. And this is all they're doing, you see, is to untrain all that, release all that nonsense. So you want to train the mind and the thoughts, patterns, or just have none of you, you not identify the stories that won't even bother you, so you won't resonate with them. Positive ones, nice ones, loving ones, kind ones rather. Affirmations. Reprogram that pattern. But it's all anyway. So please have love and compassion. Don't. Best is not to participate, because exactly it's a lower. There are lower frequencies and vibrations. So don't watch any of it. Don't get involved in all the drama and blame and nastiness and projections and just very, very unconscious, unpleasant in all levels of the planet going on out there. Countries, media, business, politics, it doesn't matter. It's just, there's a lot of it, because it's, as I say, it's affecting all. And those that are not awake and not consciously doing this and asking for the guidance are just running automatic programs, projecting. So be patient, be loving, be understanding. It's got nothing to do with you. When someone is spewing out there, they just lose it, You just happen to be there, and then you can ask, okay, what it is you need to learn or see from that. What they do is irrelevant. How you think and react, and why is it in your experience, that's all you need to ask, you see. Always show me what it is I need to learn, know, and see for the highest and greatest good. Always, okay. Please show me from the highest perception and perspective. Don't do general such. Yeah, but anyway, that's another whole story. We won't go into that now. There's many on here. And if you go to my YouTube channel, you won't have to ask somebody else. That's what I say. You can't navigate through it. You know what I mean? You have all the power and all the same tools as anybody on here. You don't need anybody else. You need to connect with your source, because the guru is inside you, as they'll tell you. Everybody. You don't need to ask anybody else. If you're tapping in and asking that, and you can make everything, you will need to know. That's it. You'll always know. You see, you have your own. You have that guidance within you all the time. Yes, I did. I started that already. Yeah, you've got to start with the first one. It shows you how. All right. All right. So there we are. Love, understanding, compassion. Please understand what it is. And then ask for that so you can see what it is that you need to. And then you can also, oh my gosh, you'll understand why they're responding like they're doing. They'll give you the insight into that, why it's in your experience, or what lessons you, if it keeps repeating, what is going on here? You see, there's a lesson, karmic pattern that you are not seeing. And it will keep repeating in your situation until you clear it. You see, what you release will release you. You have the power. Always it comes back to the self, you see. You are pure consciousness. Lost here because you've identified with the body and the character. There we are. And the more you release all those things, the more light, the more, the more exactly you will able to perceive as well. There we are. So yes, good reflection. Watch those thoughts, remember? This reality is created by thoughts. So whatever you say is only a thought, it's a belief. So what's the underlying belief thing there that's telling you that? Because that's a thought. You don't have to listen to it, you see. You are selecting thoughts literally from the field. They're not yours, they're just thoughts. There's just thoughts floating around. And they, depending on the frequency where you're at, they're just popping in, or patterns of behaviors, I say. So where does that thought, that Moldavite's too strong? See, it's a belief or something you heard from somebody else or picked up, or, going around. There's all kinds of, so much prediction on there. This is that, this is whatever. Whatever you say, you believe is your reality. You're creating it all out of nothing. So whatever story, whatever you attach, this is exactly what will be your truth, you see. So there's all this kind of projection going on out there. That is this, and this will do that. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. This is the one source, all these different stories, all these different, it's creating. Remember, this is nothing. Nothingness. There's only consciousness and energy. So there's no limits, it's boundaries. It can create any story at once. And because you think this is it, the whole world, this is your world you've created, your consciousness. You're in a bubble. Nothing else is out there. It's just yours. And somebody else has got a complete different world and consciousness they're perceiving. You might be in it, you see. This is let people understand. They think there's one world. Nope. It's just a reflection of the consciousness. Here we are. So all these are stories. No, I haven't had an interest in that. You see, that's what I'm saying. It's a thought you believe. There's a lesson or something in that. Find out why. Where does that come from? There's a definition or thought, you see. Because nothing will affect you unless you believe it can affect you or do something to you. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stories out there. I mean, it just varies. Going anywhere, listen. Doesn't matter what level of consciousness. There's all thoughts and stories. I mean, some believe this and that, and this can do that. Whatever you give power, if you say this can do this to me, or do that to me, or this will, that's exactly what happens. Or that means this. You are creating everything. You are putting the meaning and definition to all this. It's only an experience. Experience of reality of a life as a person and a body. You see. You are creating it, a complete story. There's different planets, different realms, different dimensions in the story. The story's got, it's endless stories, endless timelines, endless, because there's no such thing as time. So there's past stories and so-called past stories, present stories, ET planets and different beings and different dimensions. And I mean, well, you can create whatever you want. Yeah. It's a realm of consciousness. That's why they say it's infinite and limitless, because it is. And you just scroll through. Understand when you scroll that all you're doing is observing different stories in the one, in source. It's amazing. I mean, you just watch it. You see, it's the collective consciousness too when you first wake up. Oh, this happens and do this and the crystals will do that. If you believe that, whatever it is, it really will be. You will have that effect because you are creating it. If you believe it can't do anything, they won't, you see. That's why some people don't heal, because they believe it's hocus pocus, that you can't do that, you can't clear, I can't heal myself, whatever. That's only a thought. You see, and as I say, they're all on different frequencies and vibrations. So it is fascinating, actually, when you do some scrolling on here. I can't say I would recommend it. I don't think I'll be scrolling on here again for a while, because I found the algorithms or the thing was very, it's not like it used to be. It used to be such a lovely platform. Only people. And people sharing, it just was for people. General Joe Soaps. Now it's just, yeah, unpleasant. Yes. Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course you can. And same with the thought that I have an illness. That's an offer. You are just, everything's thoughts. There's no real reality. You are thought. I have a body, whatever else, whatever. Everything is, that's it. This is how it's only consciousness, remember, an energy that exists here. There's only the God source. So literally everything you are creating it, as Dolores Cannon and many, Buddhas, gurus, just, they will confirm this. The best is, when, this is what I say, it's the blind leading the blind. When you first wake up, because you're resonating with all that, you are going to follow all these, the light worker, starseed, the whole thing, but no one goes to the actual realized beings and listens to what they say. Those are people that really know what they're talking about, because they have got to that level of oneness. There's no one there. People will follow some other person on here, because it's his shadow, because they're resonating with that shadow. They haven't done the healing and clearing. There's many different stories going on in timelines. You can see them, collective, that are believing there's the, as they say, it's a game, it's a story, light and dark duality in the story. There's no such thing, but anyway. So you can see there's a timeline, there's a light timeline, and you can see the opposite one. It's very interesting, which is the shadow one. The story of the shadow, it's selling all the, and then there's this very, it's fascinating, actually, when you understand what this is. And then you just scroll through and, okay, that one believes this, and that's sweet, and it just doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Sources, you can create whatever you want. They just, believe whatever you want. Create whatever you want, because it's all the one. It's all good. It's all acceptable. It's just an experience. Yes, of course. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. But as I say, if you really want to guide your help, you're on this awakening process, and you want help to navigate it, especially now, that video was made especially for that. So help free yourself from suffering. So you understand, there's one or two of them. Everything is a mirror action. And it's reflecting, because what the thoughts are, the thoughts of beliefs, and with this we're unhealed, you're going to resonate. When it ignites an emotion, ooh, you see, that sets off the energy, frequency, vibrations. When you've cleared them, there's no resonance with any of it. It just like doesn't, Yeah, that's the issue. And it's to understand what all these reflections are. They're reflected around all the time, actually. You'll be unaware. You're completely unaware of some of them. Absolutely not a clue. Because you just think it's random. You see, you've always thought that this is random. Everything's going out there is just going out there, and people are, no. It's not random. It's not random at all. You're so welcome. Yes, well, TikTok used to be like this. It's sad. There used to be a lot of people like this on here. A lot of There are some new ones, but you don't find them anymore, because now it's all commercial. It's propaganda. It's conspiracies. It's psyops. It's news, it's lawyers, it's media, it's just, yeah, it is completely taken over and changed. And it was just for people to meet other people and share their own stories and whatever they want to, irrelevant stuff. And that's why it became so big. so successful and not understanding us because they weren't unconscious. Oh, let's try and make money out of it. So you take a fantastic, why did it become the biggest platform? It's because it had a, why do people, no one thought about this. Why did people like this? Or why did they join? Or why did TikTok become so popular? Why? What was on here? Because they liked this. So now they take over and change everything. The whole format, the whole, give rid of all the normal people, ban them out, and then, baffles one's mind, but anyway. Anyway, there we are. Yes, it's fascinating what's going on. Fascinating. Fascinating times. Anyway, as I say, have sympathy for all those that are out there, and there's a lot of nastiness, projection, and oh wow, a lot of it, and don't get involved in it. You see, and if you are, question, because that's what I say. If you understand what this is, as the teachings have always said to people, then you will be then you'll catch on and realize, oh, hang on a second, why do I think that? Why do I feel? Then you realize you've just caught, you are then more conscious, and you can identify these unconscious behaviors or patterns that are running here, because that's what's important, not what anyone else does. You're not going to suffer for what anyone else does. You're going to, this, as you create your reality, you're going to suffer if you've got unpleasant or self-sabotaging or negative programs and patterns running here. The idea is to identify them all, release them all, where we're going. And then there's no resonance, and then you're back to the source, to the one consciousness, because you're not even identified then with the story. You see, you won't be hooked by it anymore. There we are. But it's no judgment. It's fascinating. It's lovely, because, it doesn't matter what people believe. They believe this will do that to you and all kind. And you just, okay, this is interesting. Some are more on the shadow side, as I say, it's unaware, and then some are more on the light, but it doesn't matter. It's like, wow, that's just the one wants to experience that. It's absolutely amazing. And that would be nice if you could see more of those instead of all the other stuff, content. Wow, just, yeah. And, yeah, anyway, there we are, it is. Intention. I explained that the meditation helps, but it's also in that one to help yourself end your suffering. It's in that video uploaded to TikTok. To YouTube. All right. Intention, really. You got to start somewhere, and you got to be patient. Sit. All right, and intend. And it's described in my meditation videos. It's described in that as well. There's plenty on there. There's lots. You navigate your way through this. Of course you can. You can ask any question. If you go to my TikTok page, and your bio thing, your profile page, just under there you'll see there's a live event, the next meditation event, but also there you'll see YouTube, and click on that. It's actually a link. It'll take you straight to my YouTube channel if you click on that. Oh, lovely. So it's trying to guide you in that direction. That's lovely. It's lovely. You'll be guided, whatever the one story it wants to make here. Well, that's what I say. There's only one here. It's talking to itself. So you attracted this to the self, whatever you need. There we are. There we are. It's love. It's what I say. It's so love. It's such love. It's so loving. It's so beautiful. Such self-love. It is just pure love, as the gurus will tell you. Or the divine. Everyone knows God is pure love. That's all it is. Anything else are distortions that haven't been cleared. It's distortions in the frequency and vibration of consciousness. Distortion pattern. This is what's been cleared. The Great Awakening, the reset, however you want to call it. It's been cleared to go back to that unity consciousness. It's lost itself. It's where the divine is waking itself up in the dream. All of it. The ones that don't, there we are. You don't have to. But the one seeking to, it will definitely, if you want something, you will get it. It will guide. If you seek, no, I'm not interested, you won't get it, you see, because it's you. It's free will. It's the whole game that's playing here. Ask, like I said, now, if you want to know about your thing, ask. It's very simple. Ask to be shown very clearly. As I said the night before, sit there. Now, what it is, say they're trying to, you want a bit more clarity, right? Then sit down and say, please, source, show me very clearly tomorrow that there's no ways I miss it, that I get it. To make sure I get it, very clear. Understand it absolutely clearly. Without, so there's not going to be like, I'm not sure. Ask him to show you until you get it with absolute clarity that you get it. And then just relax. You'll know within, maybe the answer will come the next day. Within 3 days normally, you'll get it, literally. Just know, when you've put it out there, say, please show me very clearly what it is. I'm not seeing, I need to, clarity to understand, whatever. Whatever you're trying to show me with, and you will. It'll be like, aha, all of a sudden, bing, that's it. You see, you'll get the guidance, whether it comes through somebody else, a video, just a knowing, just as an intuitive or thought or a meditation or a vision. It doesn't matter how it comes, as long as you get it. You see. You're very welcome. Very, very welcome. Because it's only you, and it is absolute love. So the best is to spend more time, as I say, the best is to spend more time connected, not in thought, not asking, you're just meditating or quietness, because that's when you are in the receiving mode. But when you are thinking and projecting, you see, you're putting out into the field, you're not in the receiving mode. You're very welcome. No one can do anything to you. You see, that's a belief. What's going on out there can have no effect on you if you choose it, but it's negative. They are pushing. No one can push anything on you. See, watch the thought again. It's a practice to understand what you are saying. Watch the patterns of thought. That's a victim concept. They can do this to me. Who's they? There's no they. Nothing has power over you. All is equal because all is the one, right? Even if it's appearing as a snail, doesn't matter what it appears as. What you are saying, though, is what you see, you giving it. Nothing has power over you. Nothing. No circumstances, no being, no government, no anybody. It's a story, it's a thought, it's an offer. You are tapping into that, or collective consciousness or fear, you see, whatever it is. Nothing has power over you. That's a thought. Don't invite it in. Ignore that. Ooh, just be aware, that's interesting. No one can push anything on you. What you draw, as I'm saying, it's patterns of thought. If you are focusing on something and concentrating on it, you are saying, oh, that interests me. So then source keeps sending you the same content or the same nonsense or the same drama or the same things, you see. Yeah, but okay. Yeah, what you're doing here is you clip clearing, they can't invade my space. You see, by saying they can't invade me, is like they can, see what you're not getting here is it's a contradiction what you're saying. You are saying they can't invade my space, I need to clear it, whatever they can't, I need to protect myself. So you are basically saying they have power over me because I need to protect myself or clear this or do something. There's a belief or program definition that something can affect you. So I need to clear or protect myself because it can do something to me. It's just, you'll get there. There's just not awareness of actually who you are. Nothing has power over you. Like you are that. You are God itself. The one, the actual one. There's only one. Yeah, it's playing all. You see? There's a pattern. There's a lot of that going on, stories being passed around. It's victim consciousness. You see it. That's the small mind. I am. I can. Someone can hurt me. That's just programs. It's huge human programming. Well, because they identify. Absolutely diddly squat. You don't need to protect you from what? You are saying I need protection. Then that means something. You see, if you say I need to protect myself or protection, you are saying Something can do something to me. I am not, Then you're opening the door, and then what's Source saying? Oh, okay. We need some lessons here in our power, or this one wants to play. So Source, you will send yourself psychic attacks, whatever nonsense you believe. If you believe whatever you've got in your mind that you think can do something to you or negative, it'll keep happening. You see, you don't realize you are the one who's creating the story by doing this. So don't focus on what you don't want. Listen to the crap you don't want. You see, this doesn't help, because then you're building up that. And then ask yourself, why am I drawn to this? You see, you've got to clear that. It's a pattern of behavior or thoughts. Clear it, or resonance or frequency or unhealed, whatever. What is it? Oh, that's what I'm saying. Always ask what it is. Why is this in my experience? Aha. There's a lesson in here. Is there karma in here? Is it something I haven't released? I am resonating or believing this bullshit, basically. Don't have to ignore them, is what I'm saying. You just don't resonate with it. You'll stop resonating with it. If you've cleared whatever it is, you won't resonate with it. You won't even, it will just be interest to you. It won't even draw there. Well, there we are, you see. Sometimes that's intuition. Sometimes it's drawn to you. Sometimes it's a warning. Not normally though. But if you believe if you are shown something and you believe it's going to happen, the shadow, it will absolutely happen. So if you're shown maybe, or like thoughts come in, I've got cancer, and you like, oh my gosh, and you accept that as your truth, bingo. But you can say, oh no, I don't, don't, because you understand the thoughts are an offer. It's a shadow. There's always it's a duality game you're playing when you believe you're a human. You're in the division thing, right? So there's a light and dark. So the darkness will test you. Oh, you've got cancer, you better be careful, that lump's probably, and you start. And now if you accept that, and oh my gosh, or it can come from a doctor or anybody else, and you accept that as my truth, it's only an offer, you can say, no thank you, I don't buy that no thanks, thank you very much, but nope, that's it. I don't choose that as my reality. And there we are. And you will not have it, you see. Whatever you've accepted and taken on, because you have the power. It is only you. I believe this. I've accepted this. I say it's my truth. That's it I say. And that's exactly what you're creating, because you are Source. This is your illusion, dream you've played here. So it doesn't matter. It can create whatever it bloody wants. You don't worry. You're the one who's actually watching the story. Yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't matter what you say. If there's a fear, and so a lot of people don't get, you can say parrot. That's just parrot. It's not mine, not mine. If you're doing it under fear, the resonance and frequency and vibration, how are you feeling about it? If you're saying it's not mine, you're pushing it away out of fear, you've got to keep persistent. You've got to get rid of that program. It'll, until it loses its grip. So then you've got to keep on. You can do those affirmations maybe 30 or 40 days. You've got to reprogram that mind. You see the pattern. You're reprogramming the pattern of thoughts then. You need to reprogram it. But if there's like, it's not mine, I'm just not accepting it, but you're doing it because you're frightened, that means you believe it's going to happen. You see, so you're saying, not my thought, but if it's doing it, you see, you can understand where there's a contradiction. Then you'll see there's an underlying resonance of fear that, yes, it is true. That's what you've got to try and identify. If there's any hidden thing that it's true, because that's what will manifest then, you see, is the fear, is the freak, because it's the energy you see. You're resonating with it. The energy is what matters anyway. Yeah, I know, it's fascinating guiding or going through this. Wow. This one woke up, started its journey back then, and is what matters anyway. Yeah, I know, it's fascinating guiding or going through this. Wow. This one woke up, started its journey back then, and